Hello, everyone. I am Vijay Prakash, the founder of the Shakti School of Bharata Natyam. I welcome you to the Shakti Decade Project 2021. Every 10 years in Shakti, we have a celebratory stage performance by the dancers who have done their arangetram or their solo dance debuts during that particular decade. Today's celebratory event is our third since the first Shakti Arangetram in 1989 and the first virtual one. You know, the Arangetram is a unique milestone in a Bharatanatyam student's life. After the Arangetram, some step off the milestone and disappear. Hello, everyone. I am Vijay Prakash, the founder of the Shakti School of Bharata Natyam. I welcome you to the Shakti Decade Project 2021. Every 10 years in Shakti, we have a celebratory stage performance by the dancers who have done their arangetram or their solo dance debuts during that particular decade. Today's celebratory event is our third since the first Shakti Arangetram in 1989 and the first virtual one. You know, the Arangetram is a unique milestone in a Bharatanatyam student's life. After the Arangetram, some step off the milestone and disappear, but reappear to seek the dance again. Some continue to dance, striving to grow, learn, perform, and understand the complexity and nuance of this beautiful art form, beyond just its beauty and technique. Whatever their story, Bharatanatyam has touched the lives of these Shakti dance students in some way or form. Some of them share their journey virtually today. The history of Bharatanatyam, its practice, the societal attitudes towards this art form have been a topic of much discussion over the years and more so recently. Before we commence, I humbly acknowledge my revered gurus, the Natyacharyas of the Sri Rajarajeshwari Bharatanatya Kala Mandir, Mumbai, with whom I studied since the age of 4. This Natonar family trace their lineage of over 300 years from the temples of Tiruvadamardur to the courts of Baroda and Tanjore and then to Bombay or Mumbai. These hereditary dance teachers, my gurus, settled in Bombay in the 1940s and imparted the dance with so much love and care to the likes of me. My pranams to them. I also acknowledge with gratitude the hereditary Devadasis, female practitioners of this art form. These respected artists were marginalized and eradicated by a self-serving and complex national history grappling with the norms of a newly found democracy. Were it not for these hereditary dancers, neither we at Shakti nor dancers globally would be practicing Bharatanatyam today. My pranams to them. Today, we offer the Shakti Decade Project performance to support a cause for women who have been marginalized on the streets of Los Angeles, a city I love. Women experiencing homelessness, women with severe physical and mental health concerns, women who are survivors of domestic violence. Los Angeles has been Shakti's home as well as mine for the past 45 years. I now invite Jonavy, my student who has spearheaded this entire project, to talk about the cause and to launch today's presentation. Jonavy?
Thank you, Vijayanti, and hello everyone, welcome, and thank you for joining us today for the Shakti Decades Project. With the pandemic not only affecting Shakti, but our city of Los Angeles deeply, we wanted to use this as an opportunity to give back to the community. So, through the Shakti Decades Project, we are raising funds for the Downtown Women's Center. The Downtown Women's Center is an amazing nonprofit that has been in LA for the last 40 years and focuses exclusively on serving and empowering women experiencing homelessness. This organization's work is extremely intentional and action-based as they uplift women through providing housing, wellness, employment, and advocacy. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them, and we are so happy to help support this amazing and extremely necessary cause. Thank you so much to those who have already donated, and I hope more of you do, so that we can reach our goals soon. So without further ado, we will now commence today's program with an Alaripu, followed by looking all the way back to 2010, and following along with our Shakti dancers as they reflect on their dance journeys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the next couple hours with us, viewing the Shakti Decades Project. Thank you.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सना देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी मुक्ति प्रदायिनी मंत्रमूर्ते सना देवी महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते शक्ति रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै
My name is Thara Joshi. I did my Arangetram in 2010. I graduated from Dartmouth College in 2018, and now I work in television development at a production company. I started dancing when I was 5 years old, and that's when I truly learned how to express myself. I was always a theatrical person, but dance taught me how to hone skills at a young age that trickled into everything I did, whether that was theater, singing, or any other activity I was a part of growing up. I even think dance is the reason that my face is so expressive when I just talk to people on a daily basis. Dance made me comfortable in my own skin. It made me comfortable on stage and just all around more confident in being who I was. A lot of children of immigrants go through a struggle with identity in terms of not feeling either American enough or, in my case, Indian enough. But dance taught me so much about my heritage and culture in a way that gave me this overwhelming pride in where I came from. It helped me seamlessly weave that part of myself into my overall identity and averted the struggle as a result. And of course, it gave me a community of people who feel like family and the best memories.
చూడమణియలి నిన్న నామ రామ చూడమణియలి నిన్న నామ ತೋರಿದವನೊಡೆಯನೇ ರಾಮ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ತೋರಿದವನೊಡೆಯನೇ ರಾಮ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಮ ತೋರಿದವನೊಡೆಯನೇ ಲಂಕಿನಿ ಹರ್ಷಣ ಸಿಂಕದ ಒಡೆ ಒಡೆಯನೆ ಲಂಕಾಸುರನನು ಭಂಜಿಸಬಾರೈ ಲಂಕಿಣಿ ಹರಣನ ಬಿಂಕದ ಒಡೆಯನೆ ಲಂಕಾಸುರನನು ಭಂಜಿಸಬಾರೈ ನಾ ಮೊರೆಯಿಡಲು ಕೇಳದೆ ದೊರೆಯೆ ಎನ್ನಳಲ ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಬರಲು ನೀ ನಾ ಮೊರೆಯಿಡಲು ಕೇಳದೆ ದೊರೆಯೆ ಎನ್ನಳಲ ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಬರಲು ನೀ ಸಾರಿ ಭಜಿಸುವೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ಪದವೀಶ್ವ ದಾಸರೆಯಲೆಂದೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನಿ ಪಾದ ಸೇವೆ ನೀಡೆ ನಗೆ ರಾಮ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಗೆ ನಿನ್ನ ರಾಮ ತೋರಿದವನೊಡೆಯನೆ ಲಂಕಿನಿ ಭಗದ ಒಡೆಯನೆ ಲಂಕಾಸುರನನು ವಂದಿಸಬಾರೆ ನಾ ಮೊರೆಯಿಡಲು ಕೇಳದೆ ದೊರೆಯೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಲ ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಬರಲು ನೀ ಸಾರಿ ಭಜಿಸುವೆನು ನಿನ್ನ ಪದವೀಶ್ವ ದಾಸರೆಯಲೆಂದೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನೆ ಪಾದ ಸೇವೆ ನೀಡೆ ನನಗೆ ಮನುಕುಲದ
Namaste and hi, my name is Arsha. I did my Arangetram with Shakti in 2010, and I currently live in Durham, North Carolina, where I work as a health specialist at the National Institutes of Health. My dance story is that my cousin Srishti loved Bharata Natyam and couldn't say enough nice things about Shakti. When I was 12, my family moved to Orange County, and my mom took me to my first class with Vijayanti. She told me that she always wanted to learn Bharatanatyam when she was younger, and here was my chance. I know I started dancing later than most people do, but I think it was the perfect time for me to fall in love with it. Learning and dancing with Shakti was easily my favorite part of being a teenager, and it remains to this day my closest connection to our heritage and religion. It gave me close friends, a sense of community, and a constant way to both challenge and push myself and to be in the present. My favorite parts were watching and learning from all of the other lovely Shakti dancers who inspired me so much over the years, hearing such great music, and having the chance to teach the younger classes sometimes. I am embarrassed to say that I haven't danced as much or at all since I graduated college, and so my clip today is very far from perfect, but I had a lot of fun trying. I just want to give a huge thank you to Vijayanti and to Maithili for all that they have taught and shared. I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to express how much they shaped my life, and I'm sure so many others of us feel the same way. And I'll take a minute to give the hugest thanks to my parents who supported me really unconditionally in dancing as much as I could. And that's probably my biggest takeaway from my dance story is just how present they were for all of it. That putting me through classes and supporting me through my Arangetram are among the biggest of the many blessings that I have from them. So thank you to Vijayanti for letting me share a little bit of the Valachi Talana with you today, which was taught to me by Shamali in 2010. And I also have an old clip from Young Arts, which I had so much fun doing with Ekta in 2011. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Nikitha Rao and I'm originally from Cerritos, California. Today I'm so excited to be able to take you on a short journey through what my life has been like both inside and outside of dance since I completed my Arangetram back in 2010. Let's get started. After my Arangetram, I was fortunate to perform in several Shakti shows and tours such as Mara. I also got to watch my younger sister Amrita and my cousins Roshni and Chika complete their Arangetrams. Since dance has always been something that's brought us together, it was wonderful to all share this experience in common. During college, I volunteered at several schools in LA and I studied abroad in Santiago, Chile. After that, I went on to my next adventure as a teacher in Dallas, Texas. I had the privilege of being a bilingual Spanish-English teacher through Teach for America for 4 years until I transitioned into education technology 3 years ago. I'm currently in San Francisco, which is where I filmed this video, and dance is still a huge part of my life. While Bharata Natyam will always be my favorite dance form, I've had the opportunity to explore several other dance styles. I even recently cheered for a professional sports team. Now, here's a little bit more about my piece today. The excerpt I'll be sharing with you today is from the Hindi bhajan, Hey Shiva Shankar Nataraja, Main to Janama Janama Ka Das Tera. The excerpt you'll see today is depicting the story of Markandeya when he's praying to Lord Shiva and Yama comes to try and kill him, and then he's saved ultimately by Lord Shiva. Thanks so much again for the opportunity to revisit this piece, and I really hope you enjoy it.
हे शिव शंकर नटराजा
राजा मैं तो जन्म जन्म का दास तेरा है शिव शंकर नटराजा है शिव शंकर नटराजा है शिव शंकर नटराजा शिव शंकर नटराजा है शिव शंकर नटराजा है शिव शंकर नटराजा 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 नित दिन करता मैं नाम जपन तेरा शिव 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 गूंजत मन मेरा नित दिन करता मैं नाम जपन तेरा शिव 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 गूंजत मन मेरा नित दिन करता मैं नाम जपन ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नित दिन करता मैं नाम जपन तेरा शिव 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 गूंजत मन मेरा 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 तुम हो मेरे प्रभु तुम ही कृपालो तुम हो मेरे प्रभु तुम ही कृपालो प्रभु दर्शन कर दीन दयालो
dim tam takita dim dim tam dim dim tam takita dim takita tam takita dim takita tam takita dim takita takita tom kita nam kita tam takita dim takita tam takita dim takita tam takita tam takita tam takita takita tom takita takita tom takita tom takita tom takita tom takita tom
है शिव शंकर नटराजा 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 नटराजा.
Namaskaram. My Anjalis and pranams to Guru Vijay Prakash, who has been my guide and mentor through my journey in dance. My name is Ambujam, and I am a physician by profession. I still practice OBGYN. My Arangetram I performed in 2011 at the age of almost 63, and all that credit goes to Guru Vijay Prakash. And I would like to offer this small Guru Vandana Slokam to her. I would like to share with you a small excerpt from the dance that I did in Arangetram, which I learned during the summer camp. This was choreographed by Hari Krishna Kalyana Sundaram, and the composition is by Muthuswami Dikshitar. And the story is about Adi Shankaracharya's travel and visit to Thiruvanekabal, where he finds goddess Akhilandeshwari to be very angry. And in his prayers, he realizes that building a temple for Ganapati and Shanmukha around the temple Prakaram will appease the goddess. So here is in praise and glory of Akhilandeshwari.
Jennany. I did my Arangetram in 2011, and now I currently live in San Francisco and I work for a healthcare startup that's based in the Bay Area. Dance as a journey for me has been something that I started as just something to do for kicks, but now it's become like an integral part of my life where I seek it out and seek out a way to dance wherever I am in the country or in life. I think from the moment I started when I was 11 years old, it has been both something that I just did once a week. That's how I started with dance, and just doing lessons and nothing more. 2 points of my journey where I went to classes every day, or I went to rehearsals every day, or practice for my Arangetram. I've also helped teach lessons for Vijayanti, where I think teaching it also taught me so much about the dance form and helped me grow as a dancer as well. I've also dabbled a little bit in choreography and helping choreograph certain performances and dances. And that also teaches you the different dynamics of the form as well as the dancers that you're choreographing the piece for. So I think overall what my journey has just been realizing how much more there is to the dance form itself. And by experiencing these different crooks and corners of Bharata Natyam, as well as watching other performances and dancers, both within Shakti as well as in other schools and other cities, I've been able to appreciate it more and more and more. And I really look forward to continuing this journey because I can't imagine not dancing. Even today, I am part of a dance troupe in San Francisco called Nava Dance Theater. And I look forward to learning more and continuing this journey. Thank you for including me in this program, and thanks to everyone that made it happen.
been practicing Bharata Natyam for 16 years now with Shakti. I currently reside in Los Angeles, where I work in the financial services industry. I did my Arangetram in September of 2011 and have since grown as a dancer under the guidance of Vijayanti and Maithili. I have been very fortunate to participate in many of the Shakti productions, from Ramayana to Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum to Mara, and I even took 3 months off of school, off of college, to study and train under Srimati Malvika and Srimati Brigha Basel in Chennai. Dance has always been a constant in my life, regardless of what major life transitions I'm in the midst of. It has always been something I could rely on to provide a sense of community, an outlet for expression, and even maintaining my physical health. I have had just some of the best experiences of my life because of dance, and have also made the best friends ever that I will cherish for the rest of my life. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I think my relationship with dance hasn't always been easy or convenient at times. There were many times, and there still are many times, where I have to balance work, life, school with practicing dance and really growing. And I think that my love and passion for this art form always prevails, and it's always worth it at the end of the day, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world.
ರಂಗನ ಪಿಳ್ಳಂಗೋವಿಯ ಚೆಲುವ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ
அரங்கனை அணைக்கிட ஆவி துடிக்குதே அரங்கனை அணைக்கிட ஆவி துடிக்குதே நேரம் கரைந்து அரங்கனை அணைக்கிட ஆவி துடிக்குதே நேரம் கரைந்து போகு அரங்கனை அணைத்திட ஆவி துடிக்குதே அணைத்திட ஆவி துடிக்குதே நேரம் கரைந்து போகுதே அரங்கனை அணைத்திட ஆவி துடிக்குதே மத சரிக சாத மத மத சரிக சாத மத மத சரிக எல்லை மீறுதே மன்மதா தாபம் எல்லை மீறுதே மன்மதா மாதவன் தாழ் சேர்ந்திட தாபம் எல்லை மீறுதே மன்மதா மாதவன் தாழ் சேர்ந்திட அன்னை அயலாரும் தோழியரும் என்னை கண்டு நகைக்கின்ற இளமை வந்ததே அன்னை அயலாரும் தோழியரும் என்னை கண்டு நகைக்கின்ற இளமை வந்ததே கரும்பு வில்லும் மலர் கணையும் ஏந்தும் மாறனே புண்ணியம் கோடி உனக்குள்ளே ஆவி துடிக்குதே
Hi, my name's Kirthie Rao. I did my engagement back in 2012, which would have made me 14. I am 23 now, living in Louisville, Kentucky. I work at an asset management firm where I work in data management and data systems. My journey with dance is probably not a very unique one, but here it goes anyway. Pretty much right when I started with Vigilanti, my parents, grandparents, they could all see that glow in me when I would come home from dance practice. They knew that I loved it, probably before I knew that I loved it. Once I got to middle school, I became a little disconnected from dance. I think I was ashamed and embarrassed of being different. And that's around the time when I started soccer as well, which I really enjoyed, but I don't think it was ever my passion. I honestly don't think that anyone I knew outside of dance knew that I danced in middle school. Fast forward to high school, I did my Arngatrum in 9th grade. 10th grade, I was playing junior varsity soccer and dancing a lot, doing a lot of Shakti performances. And at that point, I felt like I had to make a choice between soccer and dance. And it was a pretty easy one. At that point, I knew that dance was my passion. I joined the Academy of Visual and Performing Arts at my high school. I started exploring different forms of dance, ballet, jazz, contemporary. At that point in time, everyone knew I danced. So in the next bit, I'm going to show a little piece from my Arngatrum. The piece that I chose is called Ranjani Mala. It is a tribute to the goddess Devi, and essentially it just talks about how beautiful she is, how she has eyes like the lotus petal, how she delights in the musical arts, how powerful she is, and essentially how she vanquishes all of our sins. I hope you enjoy. Post Arangetram in high school, I was doing a lot of performances with Shakti, which obviously means a lot of practice and a lot of rehearsals and a lot of late nights. But I would not trade that experience for anything in the world. Shakti has always been my second family, and I really cherish every moment that I've had with Shakti. Dance was not only so special because of Shakti, but it also brought me a lot closer to my family. All of my performances, I started associating with, being able to share what I love with the people that I love. And my family has been so supportive with my whole dance journey. I probably wouldn't be dancing today if it wasn't for their never-ending love and support. Up next is a clip of me revisiting Ranjani Mala. now I am trying to be more intentional about practicing. I try to dance at least once a week. I'm learning Kannada with my grandpa right now because I didn't grow up speaking any Indian dialects. And yeah, I think I'm on a pretty good trajectory and just getting back to doing what I love. So thank you all for watching and enjoy the rest of the show.
Looks like a pomegranate seed, huh? Hey, this necklace belongs to my great-great-great-grandmother. You know that.
Gifted them when she danced for Raja of Tanjavur. We have heard that story a million times.
This is an excerpt from one of my essays I wrote in college. I still think of it today because it reminds me that dance is so much a part of my life and how important it is to learn the right history. I always saw history as a study of the past and nothing more. I saw no patterns or stories. I fell into the trap of forming private fantasies, when in reality I should have seen the patterns created and the parallels between the stone horse and Bharata Natyam, the ancient Indian classical dance that I've been dancing since the age of 8. It is an art form that requires a dancer to immerse themselves into the natya, storytelling, nritta, movement, and nritya, expression. But before the dancer even begins to dance, they must learn the stories and know the characters' lives. I'm embodying different characters, trying to engage my audience in the story I'm telling. While doing so, I'm also aware of every movement my hands are making, every step my foot is taking. I'm creating and paying attention to the straightness of my arm or the tightness of my fingers. I am being the piece of art urging people to look at the composition of my dance, the line my arms are making, the curve that my waist is making, the direction my eyes are looking. In the way that I am focusing on my dance is the way he suggests we should be looking at art. All this time, I was trying to get away from history, when all along it was what I loved doing most in the world. I started dancing when I was 8 years old, with my sister and 3 of my cousins. We went to a mini studio every Tuesday, not really understanding what Bharata Natyam was, but following along to the Adavus and Hastas. Fast forward through all the Jatiswaras, Dalanas, Gautams we did at countless annual performances, through all the dance camps, performances, dancing while studying abroad, to a very strenuous, very rewarding Arangetram process. I end up in 2021 not really dancing much, but constantly thinking about dance. I think about how happy it made me to dance and to watch dance as I slowly grew to become more aware of how beautiful it is to just move your body with so much intention. And now, dancing again after so many years, it feels invigorating and exciting, but also very challenging. I feel so incredibly privileged to be able to learn Bharata Natyam and to even have the ability to perform a 3-hour solo. I am going to show a small excerpt from Arangetram as it so deeply aligns with my values. The clip is from a piece called Hansa Ya Pinjara Nahi Tera, adapted from Kabir Sahib's poem meaning, "O beautiful bird, this cage you're in is not yours." Kabir is one of the 15th century poets who was deeply critical of Hinduism and the caste system. In this rendition of his poem, he talks about materialism and urges us to not get caught up in our material possessions as they are all temporary.
कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया, कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया, कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया, कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया। कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया, लोग कहे घर मेरा, लोग कहे घर मेरा। कंकड़ चुन चुन महल बनाया, लोग कहे घर मेरा। ना घर मेरा ना घर तेरा, ना घर मेरा ना घर तेरा। ना घर मेरा ना घर तेरा, चिड़िया रहन बसेरा, चिड़िया रहन बसेरा। हंसा 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 हंसा, यह पिंजरा नहीं तेरा, हंसा यह पिंजरा नहीं तेरा।
This next clip is a culmination of my practice for the Decade Project. By no means is it perfect or even close to it, but it's definitely a start, and I'm okay with that. The process of getting back into practice presented many challenges, especially in New York City, where finding a free, open space to dance is really not easy. But I'm proud of not necessarily my dance, but the process of committing to practice and immersing myself into the dance world again like it was 2016. And as difficult and physically and mentally exhausting it was after years of hiatus, it was 100% worth it. I think it's so scary and intimidating to get back into dance after so long, but I reminded myself of all the reasons why I love to dance and just tried to enjoy it as much as possible. I hope you enjoy. This is a jati from the Varnam I learned from my Arangetram.
Talang kutaka de kutaka ta dingna tom dim dim ta taka ta dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tom dim ta taka de dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tai dim ta taka ta dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tom dim ta taka ta dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tai dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tom dim ta taka ta dim ta taka de tai dim ta taka ta dim ta taka de tom dim ta taka de dim ta taka de tai dim ta taka de tom de dim ta taka de tai dim ta taka de tom de dim ta taka de tai de tom
Hi, I'm Sahana Matthews, and I did my Arangetram in 2014. Since then, I graduated from UC Berkeley as a political economy major and have been working at a law firm in Oakland, California for the past 2 years. This fall, I will be starting at UCLA School of Law and moving back to Los Angeles, which I'm very excited about. The dance that I will be performing today is Vishamakara Kannan, which I did for my Arangetram. I first learned the dance from Maithili Prakash at her dance camp, and it was really a turning point for me as far as dance goes. I had never really done an expression piece before, and this just really touched me, got me really excited about dance, and I knew as soon as I performed this that I would be doing my Arangetram. The dance is extremely special to me because it's in Tamil, and the day of my Arangetram I actually had to present the lines and explain the meaning in Tamil, which was probably the most nerve-wracking part of the entire day. The night before, I spent hours on the phone with my grandpa going over the lines and practicing my pronunciation, and it's about all I could think about during my Arangetram until I got to this dance. So I hope you enjoy.
விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி 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 நாழிக்கொரு நிலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ண விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் நீலமேகம் போலே இருப்பான் நீலமேகம் போலே இருப்பான் பாடினாலோ நெஞ்சில் வந்து குடியிருப்பான் கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலூதி 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 கோபிகளை கள்ளமாடி 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 கொஞ்சம் போலே வெள்ளை தாடி என்று கேட்டு ஆட்டமாடும் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலூதி கோபிகளை கள்ளமாடி கொஞ்சம் போலே வெள்ளை தாடி என்று கேட்டு ஆட்டமாடும் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கானும் திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார் அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனை பேரும் திருடன் என்பார் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கானும் திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார் அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனை பேரும் திருடன் என்பார் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத 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 விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத 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 விஷமக்கார கண்ணா.
Dance has always been a really important part of my life and my family. My mom started dancing with Vijayanti when she was 7 years old, and I grew up watching videos of her dance and attending dance classes with her myself. I am so grateful that dance has been with me through every single stage of my life. Even when I moved to the Bay Area for the past 6 years, Vijayanti always let me know that anytime I wanted to come and practice or perform, I was always welcome. I would come home for weekends and attend my younger sister's dance classes, and her and my mom would get me to continue to practice and to learn new dances with them. It really is something that always reminds me of home, and I think a force that is constantly drawing me back, which I have always appreciated. This past year, I've been so grateful and lucky to be able to come back to Zoom classes and dance once a week. I finally feel like I have my stamina back up, and I'm remembering some of those dances that I had lost while I was in college. And I'm really excited to just continue that journey and keep enjoying and loving every aspect of dance.
Hi, my name is Charisma Dev. I did my Arangetram on Saturday, August 16th, 2015 at the Irvine Barclay Theater. I'm an architect and a recent graduate of Syracuse University, and I'm currently doing my master's in advanced architectural design at Cornell University. I would say my relationship with dance is really complicated, just because I think it's always been kind of an on and off, and I think it made it interesting that my mom also started dancing with Vijayanti at 16, and she kind of had an individual relationship with dance. She started the Radhika School of Dance in Bakersfield, and so my sister Avanti and I have really been dancing our whole lives, and it's always kind of been ever present in everything we do. But when I went to college, it was really hard to kind of continue dancing. It wasn't like being at home where you would get your 2 to 3 classes a week, and you would be kind of surrounded by this really loving and big community, and so finding a similar community in college away from a very big node was really hard. In addition to that, I mean, just kind of finding the time and the space and even the prioritization of it became really difficult, and there was kind of this guilt that's instilled in me personally when that kind of wasn't achieved, and so I kind of really struggled with that. But the beautiful thing about dance, specifically Bharata Natyam, is that it's always there for you no matter kind of how strict your relationship is with it. And so eventually, like my mom, I eventually started teaching in Syracuse, New York, which was really enriching. I was teaching 6 girls, and I taught them Pushpanjali as well as all of the Adabhus, and so that was a really great experience. I think one of my most prevalent memories of my complicated relationship with dance is once in our Artesia dance class, Vijayanti asked the group of us while we were learning Shankari Shankaru, which was a very long, grueling process, how many of us would come to dance class if our parents didn't make us. And I think out of about 11 girls, I was the only one that said that I wouldn't go if my parents didn't make me. And I think that that was a brutally honest answer. And it's because you really have to love dance in order to have a mutual relationship with it. And I just don't think early on in life I really did love it. That's really changed now. Again, it's been a very on and off relationship. But I think a big part of it is because as dancers, the work we do is always so understated and underappreciated, and it's hard to change that perception of it even for yourself. But once you do, and you really, really fall in love with it, it's always there for you, and it's kind of hard to break that bond even if you don't want it sometimes. But it is really enriching, and I think it's also really important to understand that it's not a linear relationship, much like any other relationship. But understanding that, I do look forward to a lifetime of dance being ever present in a variety of forms and continuing to learn from it, whether that be in the physical realm or mental realm. I mean, it does make you a very disciplined person. It teaches you things just about your self-confidence in yourself and your personality and how to even act in a professional world. And so I think that dance has been very important for me personally, professionally, as a dancer, as an architect, as a daughter, and so I really look forward to continuing that relationship.
ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ತಿಲಕಂ ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ತಿಲಕಂ ಕಸ್ತೂರಿ ತಿಲಕಂ ಲಲಾಟ ಫಲಕೆ ವಕ್ಷಸ್ಥಲೆ ಕೌಸ್ತುಭಂ ನಾಸಾಗ್ರೆ ನವಮೌಕ್ತಿಕಂ ಕರತಲೆ ವೇಣು ಕರೆ ಕಂಕಣಂ ಸರ್ವಾಂಗೇ ಹರಿಚಂದನಂ ಚ ಕಲಯಂ ಕಂಠೇ ಮುಕ್ತಾವಳಿ ಗೋಪಸ್ತ್ರೀ ಪರಿವೇಷ್ಟಿತು ವಿಜಯತೆ ಗೋಪಾಲಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ಗೋಪಾಲಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ವಿಜಯತೆ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಧುರ ಮಧುರ ವೇಣುಗೀತಂ 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 ಮದನ ಕುಸುಮ ಸುಕುಮಾರ ಮಧುರ ಮಧುರ ವೇಣುಗೀತಂ ಮದನ ಕುಸುಮ ಸುಕುಮಾರ ಮಧುರ ಮಧುರ ವೇಣುಗೀತಂ
My name name is Shika, and I will be starting a master's degree in civil and environmental engineering at Stanford, which is where I finished my undergrad this year. I've been dancing for close to 15 years now and completed my Arangetram in 2015. I was a part of the Bakersfield carpool, so we would drive 2 hours every Friday night to learn from Vijayanti. In high school, that also became Sunday mornings. Pretty early on, I started doing extra rehearsals for shows and going to dance camp. And so I was spending significant chunks of my summers and weekends during the school year just practicing and performing. With every show, class, performance, I was always having to think about the extra 4 to 5 hours that I would spend driving, as well as who would drive me, where I would stay. Would it make sense to stay in LA for the weekend? Would I have to come back? What did I need for the weekend? What homework did I have? What activities am I missing? So it was definitely a lot more taxing at times, even if I did derive a lot of joy from it. And there are days that I haven't felt like a good dancer, and some days where I felt like I would never be a good dancer or at the level that I wanted to be. Another aspect that I had to really distance myself from was not letting those days coincide with the days I felt a lot of guilt for all the sacrifices I have put in, my family has put in, and people around me have put in to have the dance experience that I've had. And, Bharata Natyam not being as widely known of a form and widely identified, sometimes I struggled with identifying myself as a dancer and therefore being able to legitimize all of the emotions and strong feelings I felt about the way dance impacted me and my self-esteem. But honestly, I feel like watching others and watching a lot of Arangetrams, watching my friends dance, watching rehearsals, those always sparked a lot of joy in me because it felt like the truest exploration of dance, and also talking to people about kind of the ups and downs of dance and realizing that through this community, like you're not alone in facing that was really how I got through it, and honestly still work through some of those days. It's all about those incremental steps towards being a better dancer, and a lot of times being able to turn inward into my feelings and how strong I feel, how powerful I feel, are sort of what's given me the confidence to make it a part of my identity. I'll be presenting a part of my Varnam, which is on the saint poet Andal and her desire to be reunited with Lord Vishnu. So in this piece, Andal is still very young, and by the second half is extremely desperate to get any message to her lover across. So she's asking the clouds if they can take her tears to the temple where Lord Vishnu resides, and she even asks the birds if they can take a message as well. I really enjoyed learning this piece from Maithili during my Arangetram. It was easily my most challenging piece, physically and emotionally, but the one I saw the most growth in through the process, and it was really special to revisit it after all this time, and I hope you enjoy.
And I'm Amala Nirvanan, and we're sisters.
I'm 21 years old, currently going into my final year as a pre-vet major at Cal Poly Pomona, and I did my RNGatrum in 2015.
I'm 18 years old. I'm currently a freshman at Indiana University studying business, and I did my RNGatrum in 2017. Haritha and I have been able to dance together our whole lives, whether it was in class when we were little, in productions, or even now in the pandemic, being able to dance together from home. And dance has been something that's connected us and helped us grow, not only as individuals, but as sisters, and it's very special to us both.
കേശവ കരുണാ നവനീരജദല ശ്യാമല സുന്ദര നവനീരജദല ശ്യാമല സുന്ദര ചന്ദ്രകുസുമ രുചി വിശേഷ ഗോപീജന ഹൃദയേശ ഏഹി മുരാരേ കുഞ്ച വിഹാരേ ഏഹി പ്രണത ജനബന്ധു ഏഹി മുരാരേ കുഞ്ച വിഹാരേ ഏഹി പ്രണത ജനബന്ധു ഏഹി മുരാരേ കുഞ്ച വിഹാരേ ഏഹി പ്രണത ജനബന്ധു ഹേ മാധവ മധു മദനവരേണി കേശവ കരുണാ സിന്ധു ഹേ മുരാരേ കുഞ്ച വിഹാരി ഹേ പ്രണത ജനബന്ധു സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി ജന്മ ദിന സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി സതാഹ ജന്മ തരി
digginatum, tanum tarita, tajum tarita, 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 tanata, tanata, jonuta, jonuta, dimita, dimita, rikita, ratanata, tanata, tanata, jonuta, jonuta, dimita, dimita, rikita, ratanata, the jonuta, tadimita, takitata, dana, jonu, dimi, kita, ratanata, jonuta, dimita, kita, ratita, kita, rom, tadana, tajonu, tadimi, takita, adana, jonu, dimi, kita, ratanata, jonuta, dimita, kita, ratita, kita, rom.
Hi, my name is Emilia and I'm 22 years old. I'm currently a second-year optometry student at the New England College of Optometry in Boston, Massachusetts. I have been dancing with Shakti since I was about 8 years old, and even though I definitely took some time to get into it, I definitely grew a passion for it as time progressed. I started to attend classes more often, and I started to go to more performances. I especially remember going to Shakti through the decades myself when I was a kid, and it was such an eye-opening experience. I got to see such amazing dancers perform, and it inspired me to get on that stage one day and go through with my Arangetram. It was definitely a goal of mine to do my Arangetram. So as 2016 came around and I was finally ready to do it, it was a memory that I will forever cherish. Both the memories with my dance teacher and with my friends. It was just an experience, both the ups and downs, that allowed me to grow as a dancer and as a person. It taught me a lot of discipline and a lot of factors that made me push through, even though I had some low points throughout the process. And I used those low points to kind of pick me up and motivate me to just get better and strive to the goal that I really wanted to achieve. As my Arangetram passed, I still got the privilege to continue dancing throughout college, and I would help teach in Orange County Sunday classes. And it was just a different perspective on the whole aspect of the art form, which was still a great learning opportunity. And even though as I started applying to optometry school, it was very hard to continue practicing and staying in tune with it, it's something that will forever bring me joy and happiness when I think about it. And even though at times it does get a little bit frustrating to realize that I'm not in the same place as I was when I was doing my Arangetram, it's something that I can always count on to put like a smile on my face. It's something that has taught me to persevere and something that will forever bring joy and happiness to me. And I just am very eager to continue growing in the art form and learning constantly.
Malvika, and I've been with Shakti since I was 6 years old. I'm now 22, so it's been a lovely time really growing up dancing. Dance has taught me the most important life lessons. Number one, discipline. That hard work can get you really far if you're willing to just put in the time, put in the effort. Number two, that creative outlets are really essential. Sometimes when there are things going on in our lives, there are down phases, phases of uncertainty, creative outlets can really give you what you need. Sometimes it's a form of therapy even. And that's why even today I continue to practice dance whenever I can find time to. And I'm really excited to share the piece with you today, which is Charukeshi Jati Swaram. It's a piece from my Arangetram, and I remember, it holds a lot of significance to me because it was one of my first dance camps ever. He taught us this dance, and back then, the dancer that I was and the dancer that I became, and hopefully I'm today even, there's been so much growth. So I still remember it as one of my first dance camp pieces and also my Arangetram piece. So I'm excited to share it with you.
Kidatakata tadimita takatina dalankutom kidatakatarakidatom tatarita natajom tarita najonu tajom jonu jana dimita jom kukuntari takuntari kidataka tatarita natajom tarita najonu tajom tanajonu dimita jom kukuntari takuntari kidataka tatarita narajom tarita natanyo tajom tari kita taka raka tari tana ta jom tari tana jonu ta jom kukun tari kita taka ra tari tana ta jom tari tana jonu ta jom raka dikku kita taka tari kita dom ta tari tana ta jom tari tana jonu ta jom raka dikku kita taka tari kita dom ta tari tana ta jom tari tana jonu ta jom raka dikku kita taka tari kita dom ta re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da ni ga ma pa da ni re ga ma pa da ni sa ta te te ta 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 te te ta 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 re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re sa da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re sa da ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni re ga ma pa da ni sa ta te te ta 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 te te ta ga re ga ma ga re sa re ga ma pa da pa ma pa da ni ni da pa da ni da ga ga re ga ma ga re sa re ga ma pa da pa ma pa da ni ni da pa da ni da ga re da ni da pa ma ga re da da ni ma pa ga ma ga re da da pa da ma ga re da re da ga ni da pa ni da pa ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ta te te ta 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 te te ta 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 pa da ma pa ga ma re ga sa ma ga ma da ni da ni ni sa sa re ga ma ga re da ni sa ga ma re ga ma ni da ni ma ga ma da ni sa da ni ma da ga ma da re sa da ni da pa ni da sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ta te te ta 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 te te ta 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 sa ni ga ma ma da ni sa ni sa da ni da ni ni da ni da da ma da da ma pa da ni sa ma pa da ni sa ni da re ga ma ma da ni sa ni sa da ni da ni ni da ni da da ma da ga ma pa da ni sa ma pa da ni sa ni ga ma re ga ma da ni sa ni da di ga sa ni da ba ga ma pa da ni da ba ma re ga ma pa da
ma pa da ni da ga ni da ni da da re re ga ma pa ni da ba ma pa pa da da ni re ga ma ga ni da re ga ma pa da ni da ga ni da ni da da re re ga ma pa ni da ba ma pa pa da da ni re ga ma ga ni da re ga ma pa da ni sa re da da ni da pa ni da ba ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re da da ni da pa ni da ba ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re da da ni da pa ni da ba ma ga re da da re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa da ni sa re ga ma pa da ni sa.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I recently graduated from the University of Texas at Austin, where I majored in public health, and I've been learning under Vijayanti since 2013. Before that, I was with another guru, and that's where my dance journey started. And I'd say that from the start to pretty much around when I joined Vijayanti, dance was more of a hobby for me, and then at some point around 8th or 9th grade, it transformed into something so much greater than that. I think I started to connect with dance on a more spiritual level, on a more metaphysical level, and that can definitely be attributed to Vijayanti and Maithili and just everything they've instilled in me through Sunday class in the Valley or dance camps, morning to night, summer productions, just endless opportunities to learn and to grow, perform. It was just such a nice time to devote to dance those years that I was in high school, and I truly miss those days. So I performed my Arangetram in 2016, just after my junior year of high school, and that was a bit challenging, but I'm very grateful that I did do that, just simply because I had a year to stay with Shakti before going off to college, and even then that still did not feel like enough. I definitely found it difficult to go to college after being so immersed in dance after joining Vijayanti, and thankfully I got very lucky with where I went to school, and I had an Indian classical team, and so I joined that, and that ended up being the best decision I could have made in college. It was not only a group of girls who shared Bharata Natyam with me, but also just a great support system to have, and it had its own set of challenges for sure, simply because the structure and the premise of being on a college dance team is so different from going to classes or learning from a guru, but it was such a beautiful experience and such a different way to approach Bharatanatyam and use it to convey social justice themes and use it in a way that I've never used it before, and to collaborate with girls from everywhere and attend dance performances all over the place. It was an awesome experience, and I'm so thankful that I got that. Around my junior year of college, I injured my knee pretty badly, and that was really unfortunate for the reasons that it happened and the timing of it all. I was also captaining my dance team at the time, so not a very fully functional captain, but I made do as best as I could. It was really challenging, though, to be told to not dance or to sit out or to have to watch my team practice and me kind of stand on the sidelines and choreo for them or correct them, and I definitely struggled mentally and physically. I felt like my body craved dance and my mind craved dance, and it definitely put things into perspective for me on the reasons why I dance and not taking things for granted anymore and really taking care of my body while dancing and being more self-aware with it. I was grateful though that I was able to perform later on that spring, kind of against doctor's orders at the time, but looking back, I'm very glad I made that decision because only a few weeks later, COVID happened, and that was kind of the end of my dance team in my college career. So yeah, I mean, it was a ride. I don't think I would do it again just because I love dancing and it was the hardest thing to not be able to, but it was a learning experience and definitely something that really changed the way I approach Bharata Natyam and just practice in general. I think from here on out, it's really about just finding as many opportunities as I can to dance, to practice, to learn more, to enhance my knowledge of Bharata Natyam and the means at which I can use it to better the world. So that was a little overview of my dance journey. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I cannot wait to dance with all of my Shakti friends soon and in person and to see all of you. I hope that everyone who's watching this is staying safe and healthy.
Hi everyone, I'm Jonavy Kalyan. I've been dancing with Shakti for the past 12 years and completed my Arangetram in 2016. I am 21 years old and I'm currently a rising senior at Drexel University studying economics and public health. I have been dancing my whole life, but truly believe I found my love and passion for it through Bharata Natyam and Shakti. Growing up, I was absolutely obsessed with the art form, the music, and always spent my free time watching videos. While dance has always been a constant in my life, my relationship with it has definitely had its ups and downs and blossomed so much throughout. I always took dance seriously, but training for my Arangetram was when I began to internalize it all and dance intentionally, especially when learning my Varnam, which is the piece I will be sharing with you all today. Learning this piece from Maithili was an invigorating and emotional experience. She made me think and move in ways I never did before, and I learned not to take a single step for granted. Every time I revisit this piece, I'm reminded of that. The following clips are excerpts of the Charukesi Varnam from my Arangetram, as well as my humble attempt at revisiting it 5 years later.
குழலோதும் அழக கண்ணா குறை தீராயோ குழலோதும் அழக கண்ணா உள்ளம் பூரமெங்கும் இசை பொங்கவே உள்ளும் பூரமெங்கும் இசை பொங்கவே உள்ளும் பூரமெங்கும் இசை பொங்கவே உள்ளம் பூரமெங்கும் இசை பொங்கவே உள்ளம் பூரமெங்கும் இசை பொங்கவே குழலோதும் அழக கண்ணா குறை தீராயோ குழலோதும் அழக கண்ணா குறை தீராயோ குழலோ.
Today, I'm still very immersed in all things dance, but it definitely looks and feels way different than it did before. This past year's silver lining was being able to make more time for it again and become more well-rounded in understanding the art form itself. But to be completely honest, I am really not proud of where my dancing is currently. And though I don't think I ever will be completely, the spark that I have for it is still very much ignited, and I hope to nurture it and gain more confidence in dance and myself as I continue to learn and grow.
Hello everyone, I'm so grateful and excited to be a part of Shakti through the decades and to share a little bit about my journey in Bharata Natyam with you all. My name is Radhika and I'm currently a senior at USC studying electrical and computer engineering with an emphasis in photonics, and I'm seeking to pursue a future career in academic research in that field. I joined Shakti in 2010, and from that time I've been regularly taking summer dance camps, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of amazing performances in LA and dance productions such as Holiday Celebration, Mara, Cinderella, our Mara performance in Singapore, our 2018 India tour, Shama, and our most recent tour in California of the production Mira. And in 2016, I completed my Iron Gate drum.
Shri Krishna
As I reflect back, in the beginning there was a lot of external factors that drew me to Bharata Natyam, especially before my Iron Gate drum. It was, an exciting experience to perform and to get ready and to learn these amazing compositions and exciting choreography. But it was only after my Iron Gate drum that I was able to internalize the art form and dig deeper to see what it means to me. Especially that summer after 2016, I took a camp with Maithili, and we learned Yehi Murare and the Behag Dalana. And it was at that camp showing where I really felt free and I could dance for the sake of dancing, and there was so much joy in that moment, completely spiritual, and I can't even explain it. In camp showing really helped me take my dance to the next level, where I can explore the creative side of choreography and abhinaya, and Maithili especially really helped me become a more aware and intentional dancer. Today I will be sharing an excerpt of the Yamunashtakam, which is a piece I did for my Iron Gate drum. The reason I chose this piece is during COVID, especially during the beginning of the pandemic, I was seeing all these videos on YouTube of how nature was really healing during this time, and there was this one particular video I saw of Vrindavan and other holy places in India, how nature was just flourishing. I mean, the birds were out. It was like a drone view, and it actually showed the Yamuna a little bit. She was so clean. Her banks were glistening, and I think this piece, the Yamunashtakam, it really describes the beauty of the Yamuna, and that's how I kind of pictured it in my mind when I did it for my Arangetram and when I do it now. So I really wanted to share this piece with you all today.
Hi, my name is Madhu Matthews, and I've been dancing with Vijayanti since about the age of 7. I did my Arangetram in 1989, and I've had 3 daughters dance with the Shakti school, one of whom, Sahana Matthews, is featured in today's show. In addition to the amazing dancing and the wonderful choreography, you're going to see a connection that the dancers have with the art and their own lives. No matter how busy their schedules are, they have made room for dance. I think when Prakash Uncle and Vijayanti started the Shakti school, they wanted it to be more than just an extracurricular activity, and Vijayanti has done an amazing job keeping the dance relevant in each of the dancers' lives. Whether you are 7, 16, 30, or almost 50, you keep coming back to dance. Several years ago, I had the amazing opportunity to join 4 dancers and create the Women Behind the Bow. All busy women with careers and small children, but she knew the challenge of choreography, teaching young dancers, as well as showing an epic drama from a woman's perspective would be something we wouldn't pass up. It's this type of relevance, connectivity, and passion that Vijayanti has put into the dance, and it's what makes Shakti so special. I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Hi, I'm Prarthana. I completed my Arangetram in August of 2017. I'm a rising second year at the University of Chicago, and in a few years I hope to graduate with a degree in economics.
I began dance very early at the age of 6, so I can't remember my life without it. It has definitely become a part of my identity, and in every conversation I find it necessary to mention dance because I've dedicated so much of my time to it, and the experiences that I've had are unparalleled to anything I've ever been a part of. I would have never seen the inside of the James Armstrong Theatre, had the opportunity to explore parts of India, or learn from such incredible mentors through the years, if not for dance and for Vijayanti, which I am incredibly grateful for. I remember my first class. My parents had to drag me into the small classroom in Pierce College, and there were tears. However, the moment I entered the classroom and I saw Vijayanti and the other little girls, I felt comfort. That feeling is why I continued to go to class. I liked being surrounded by other girls who looked like me and shared the same culture, and I felt like I had this community that I didn't necessarily have at school. I don't believe it was until I was 10 that dance began to feel like a part of my identity rather than a part of my routine. I began wearing a half sari, I attended my first camp, I would go to 2 classes a week, and I participated in performances and productions. I would be lying if I said that it was always perfect. As I had mentioned, I began doing performances with girls who were much older than me, and with that came comparison. The constant criticism and comparison was to challenge me and help me improve as a dancer, but at that age it was only detrimental to me and my self-esteem. It discouraged me from coming to class, and I remember I would look at the mirror for hours each day wishing I could change my face and my body to look like the other girls. I would practice, but I would feel like there was no development, and it wasn't until my Arangetram a few years later that I began to rediscover my love for dance again. My journey with dance continues, but the most important advice I learned was on the day of my Arangetram. I realized that dance was not about the space, whether you dance in a theater or you dance in your backyard. It wasn't about the audience or trying to impress a family member. It wasn't about the costumes or the makeup or the jewelry. It was about myself and my love for the art form. The moment I realized that, and I didn't worry about the world around me, is when I truly performed. In this last year, I've really had the opportunity to reflect on my relationship with dance. In choosing a university more than 2,000 miles away from home, I needed to find an identity outside of dance, but I realized this year is when I needed it the most. I needed an escape from the tragedy in the news, the chaos of school, and the loneliness of isolation. And in May, I had the opportunity to perform on a stage again after almost 2 years, and the feeling was indescribable. I remember I immediately texted Vijayanti. I'd been living in this new city, having so many new experiences, and that was one of the moments I remembered the most. I know that I will never experience this feeling anywhere else, and that is the reason that I continue to dance and will continue to dance for the rest of my life.
Shri Chakraraj Simhasaneshwari Shri Lalita Ambikaye Shri Chakraraj Simhasaneshwari श्रीललिताम्बिकये भुवनेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिकये भुवनेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिकये भुवनेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिकये भुवनेश्वरी आगमवेद कलामय रूपिणी अखिल चराचर जननी नारायणी आगमवेद कलामय रूपिणी अखिल चराचर जननी नारायणी नागकङ्कण नटराज मनोहरी ज्ञानविद्येश्वरी राज राजेश्वरी नागकङ्कण नटराज मनोहरी ज्ञानविद्येश्वरी राज राजेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिकये भुवनेश्वरी आगमवेद कलामय रूपिणी अखिल चराचर जननी नारायणी नागकङ्कण नटराज मनोहरी ज्ञानविद्येश्वरी राज राजेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिकये
Hi, my name is Shaun. I am 18 years old. I am a rising sophomore going to Williams College. I started dancing when I was 4 years old, so I've been dancing for 14 years, and I did my Adagitram in 2017. Dance journey. When I started dancing at the age of 4, I had no intention or expectation of where this would take me. I had no choice. I think I watched some Indian special TV thing that my grandma was watching, and I tried to imitate it, and my parents saw and were like, oh, okay, we need to make sure she dances for the rest of her life. But I loved it when I joined. I loved dancing. I thought it was wonderful. But a big reason that I really liked dancing is because people said I was good at dancing. It did not have to do with how it made me feel. It had to do with a lot of external validation as a really young kid. That's how I determined a lot of how I feel about myself. And I think even today, that is a big way that I determine how much I am worth. However, around the age of 10, I changed that mindset because my mom started to notice that I did not like practicing, which makes sense. When you practice, you dance for yourself. There is no external validation. So I didn't enjoy it, I didn't like it, and I avoided it at all costs. However, no practice means I did not get much better, and I was a very static dancer. I did not get better, I did not get worse. I just kind of went to class and I didn't learn anything from it. At the age of 10, my mom gave me an ultimatum, and she said, you are either going to learn these dances that you should know, and you don't, and you don't practice them over spring break. I didn't have any school, or we're done. Because there's so much time and energy into this beautiful art form, and it's not fair for you to not put that time and energy into it. And I don't know why I did it. I didn't get any validation from it. But I did. I learned the list of dances my mom gave me to the best of my ability. And then, very serendipitously, the next time I went to dance class, like 3 of the 6 dances we did. And it was the first time that I'd ever known what was going on and could show that I knew what was going on. And then I received the greatest form of external validation ever. Like, wow, Shanda, you killed it. But that wasn't what made me happy. I was so proud of myself that I was able to do that, that I didn't feel inadequate. It didn't matter whether or not someone else agreed. For the first time, I agreed. And so I started to put in a lot of effort into dance outside of class. And I just liked it so much more because I was dancing for myself for the first time ever. And when I started dancing for myself, how well I was dancing grew just exponentially, because it was no longer about outcomes or validation or other people liking you. It was about yourself and your peace of mind and your happiness. And I was very happy. And then 3 years later, I did my art engagement. And during the time of my art engagement, I was very scared for lots of reasons. Because I felt I was young and I was small, and what if I panicked and I got tired and I passed out on stage? Like, I was very scared of all kinds of things. And all of that anxiety went away as I kept dancing. And that anxiety follows me everywhere all the time. And that is one of the few moments in my life, right before I went on stage, I wasn't anxious. I knew I would be fine. And it is a moment that I think about a lot, because I carry just boatloads of anxiety with me all the time, everywhere, involuntarily, of course. But I think about that moment because it reminds me that I am capable of doing what others would consider the undoable, that I can do the impossible when I put in the effort and the time and the love and the care, and I do it for myself and not external validation. And so that is my biggest lesson from dance, which feels very abstract. My biggest lesson may also be that, like, I'm not flexible enough. I still can't touch my toes. But the abstract lesson of living life for yourself, I have taken away from dance most successfully. I think everyone in every part of your life teaches you that you should, of course, exist for yourself. And it sounds very obvious, and it sounds like it shouldn't even be taught, but it is this huge realization that every single one of us come to at our own point in life. And for me, it happens when I'm dancing. And so in other areas, when I forget, I come back to this art form as a reminder that, one, I am capable of whatever I put my mind to. And two, as long as I do that for me, it will always be okay. And so after I finish my art engagement and I continue to dance, of course, not as vigorously for extraneous reasons, that some of which I still very much regret, I was fully dancing for myself. I wasn't dancing for the objective of, oh, I want an art engagement, or, oh, I want this. I did not even dance that often, in the sense I did not do very many productions after, like my friends. I had to make really weird choices, and I chose to just dance as often as I could for me, because that's what made me feel good about myself and made my body feel good and made my mind feel good. And so dance has become this home and this sanctuary from anxiety and fear and outcome-driven motivation. Dance is about what is inside. And it took me such a long time to learn that. And it has taken me even longer to translate that into all the other parts of my life. But I know that I can, since I have it somewhere. And it's very reassuring to know that I'm not looking for the answer that I am capable for myself. I know that is true, and I know where that is true. And now life is about finding that feeling and making all of life about it. And if I can't, I just dance. So that is a very shortened version of my experience with dance. It is far more abstract. I could talk about it in terms of the physical, of I had weird knees and then I danced a lot and my knees got less weird. That is the physical journey. But it has never been about that. And if I had made it about that, I don't think I could have found the happiness that I found, because it was never about my body. It was about my soul. And that sounds very corny and cliche, but all soul finding moments are. And dance was a big part of my life in finding myself. And I am eternally grateful, and I love the art form, and I'm glad I don't do it for validation anymore, and I do it for myself. So, you know, here are some moments of me dancing, and I hope you like them.
கணம் பிரிவாருயரினை நான் சகியேன் வேதனை உயரினை நான் சகியேன் துயரினையே நான்
Hi everyone, my name is Treya and I'm about to be a third year at UCLA. I did my Arangetram in 2017, which was, I believe, right before my senior year, so I was 15 or 16, 17, around there. So dance for me started as a place where I knew I fit in, always. My mom was my first dance teacher, and I was the baby that she would bring in like the car seat, and a lot of the older girls, they watched me grow up. I never felt like dance was ever a source of anxiety. It was just comfortable. We moved in the 8th grade, my 8th grade, to LA, and that's when I started learning under Vijayanti. Originally, I was planning on quitting dance in 2015 because I felt like, I didn't have an obligation to go to a class anymore. I'm really glad that my mom forced me to come to class because otherwise I wouldn't have learned as much as I've learned today. Once I started under Vijayanti, dance kind of changed into a source of anxiety just because I've always been a really shy kid and I felt like I wasn't really able to make friends my age in class. But after a while, I got to attend summer camps with Maithili, and those were really good for me because, you're forced to be in a room and just dance all day. So after getting a chance to be a part of those summer camps and getting the chance to do my Arangetram in 2017 and getting to watch all of these older girls who are like genuinely inspiring, I realized that dance kind of changed for me. It went from being a place where I was comfortable to a place where I felt kind of anxious. And then it changed into a place where I felt like I could challenge myself, like I could become, more confident, not just in the way that I dance, but also in real life. I feel like without dance, I would be a very, very different person. I wouldn't have that source of self-esteem that comes from accomplishing something outside of like school or whatever. And so yeah, the first piece I'm going to show you guys is just a clip from my first jadi, just for time's sake. And then after that is my first Sahityam, first jadi from my Varnam. And then after that is my first Sahityam from my Varnam, which was on Lord Muruga. Just because it was my favorite Sahityam in the first half. And the last clip I'm going to show is directly from my Arangetram in 2017, and it is the beginning of Bo Shambo. And I chose this clip just because I feel like Bo was a really challenging dance for me, like stamina-wise. And I really enjoyed learning it from Jessie. And so yeah, thank you for listening and I hope you enjoy.
Shambho, Shiva Shambho, Swayambho.
Deen, 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 deen. Ratta dinni dinni, raddinni, ratta dirikatata, 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 darri darri, tikataka, deen, takka deen, takka deen, tatam. Kattavana muni jana sakala sura sura sannuta pada. Kattavana muni jana sakala sura sannuta pada. Ding jam jam jana 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 jum pudalaya ghati gana 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 vedi hari sevita.
Hi, I'm Jennany Kalyan and I completed my Arangetram in 2018. I first began dancing at the age of 3, learning ballet, tap, and jazz, and continued training for 11 years. At the age of 6, my Bharata Natyam journey began when I joined Shakti. My childhood was filled with all things dance, from speedy minivan drives from one dance rehearsal to another, or late nights spent at the studio with my friends. The main constant in my life was always dance. The traveling, injuries, long hours, practice, and overall dedication that comes with learning this art has not always been easy. But at 17 years old, I'd say my relationship with dance has only become stronger since my Arangetram. Dance has made me more of an inquisitive, determined, and independent human being. It has changed the way I approach challenges and deal with failures. And as I complete my 11th year as a Shakti student, I think about the incredible impact dance, and specifically Shakti, has had on my life. I'm grateful for all the summer camps I could attend to grow, make friends, and become a more confident person. I'm thankful for the many performances and productions I've been a part of, and the chance to be included in other young dancers' journeys through being an assistant in classes. I'm thankful to have been able to dance across the world with my Shakti family and take this passion wherever I am in life, especially in the midst of COVID-19. Dance has brought me closer to my sister, and Shakti has given me many more amazing siblings too. The following excerpts are from my Arangetram in 2018. Enjoy!
Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan. வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதவிதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி 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 நாளுக்கொரு லீலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ண விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் சாரித வானித மமபக ಜೊಳ್ಳು ತಜ್ಜೋಳು ತರು ತಗುಂದಡಿ ತದಿಗಣತ ಆದಿದೆ ತಗಿಣತ ತದೀತಾ.
The excerpt from my Arangetram I've chosen to present today is the Tishra Jati from my Varnam. I chose this because not only is it one of the most difficult jatis I've learned, but it's also a reminder of how much I've grown in my stamina and strength today, as well as how I will always have room for growth.
Takka taddin takka, taddin takka, takka taddin takka, taddin takka, takka taddin takka, takka taddin takka, dalla, tu takka taddin, kinda dong, de ta, hatta jam, tari kitta takka, tari tanna kitta ta, takka tari tanna kitta tari, takka dikku tari tanna kitta, takka de ta, hatta jam, tari kitta takka, tari tanna kitta ta, takka tari tanna kitta tari. Takka tikku tari tanna kitta titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta ta takka tari tanna kitta tei takka tikku tari tanna kitta takka titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta ta takka tari tanna kitta tei takka tikku tari tanna kitta titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tikku tari tanna kitta takka titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tikku tari tanna kitta titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tikku tari tanna kitta takka titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tari tanna kitta takka tikku tari tanna kitta ri ta na jo no di mi tari tanna jo no di mi tari tanna jo no di mi tari tanna jo di mi takka titta hata jam tari kitta takka ta ri ta na jo no di mi tari tanna jo no di mi tari tanna jo no di mi tari tanna jo no di mi titta hata jam tari kitta takka takka titta hata jam tari kitta takka jo no titta hata jam tari kitta takka ta titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom ta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom titta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom ta hata jam tari kitta takka tari kitta tom tari kitta tom tari kitta tom
Namaskaram. My name is Premlata Premkumar. I am a student at USC studying electrical engineering. I've been dancing since I was 6 years old, and when I moved to California in 2013, I joined the Shakti family. I did my Arangetram in 2019, and throughout my dance journey, I've been able to meet so many wonderful people, and I've had so many amazing opportunities to perform thanks to Vijayanti. One thing I've learned from dance is that failure is the mother of success, and that even though it's easy to get frustrated with yourself and kind of give up, it's important to embrace mistakes instead of fear them and accept criticism when it comes. I'd like to thank Jonavy and Vijayanti for making this program happen. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
Dim ta na 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 dim 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 ta na 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 dim dim ta jam ta na dim na dim ta na 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 dim dim ta na ta jam ta na dim na dim ta na 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 dim dim ta na ta jam ta na dim na dim
My name is Rishika and I am a student of Shakti Bharata Natyam. I did my Arangetram in 2019 and I am currently a third-year college student at UC Santa Cruz. I started learning Bharata Natyam at the age of 5, but I started learning from Vijayanti at the age of 9, and that's when I believe my true dance journey started. I have been blessed enough to attend many camps over the years taught by inspiring artists and participate in numerous performances. My dance journey has evolved throughout the years. When I was younger, I thought of dance as a fun activity or just a class that I went to. But over the years, as I got older and I got more passionate about dance, I realized that it meant so much more to me than just a class. It fulfilled me in ways that other things in my life couldn't. From dance, I was able to learn discipline, perseverance, and passion. And I can carry all these traits into other aspects of my life, whether that be my education or work. And I'm truly blessed to learn this art form. I hope to continue to dance after college and into my life, and that I can keep learning and improving and growing with this art form, because I truly believe it's one of the greatest things in my life. And I am, again, so blessed and fortunate to be a part of it. And I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited to keep dancing.
Shikama
Dia, and I've been learning Bharata Natyam since I was 7 with Shakti. Growing up, I've always remembered my friends asking me how and why I was always aching at school, and why I would stay up late at dance rehearsals or practicing on FaceTime or doing something dance related, and I was always speechless when asked to respond. Dance has been more than just a time pass or an extracurricular to me. It's a way to self-express, learn about myself, history, and art, de-stress, and be part of a welcoming community. I did my Adingitram in 2019, in the last season pre-pandemic. And since then, I've tried to further engage myself with dance as much as I can through music and video editing, camps, and assisting other classes. Before, I loved spending time away from busy school life to drive with Vijayanti to classes. And since COVID, it's been difficult to motivate myself to practice and to go to class. But now that life is resuming somewhat back to normal, dancing in person at studios and at Auntie's house where many of us have grown up has been a new and surreal experience. This fall, I'll be a freshman at UC Santa Cruz, and I definitely hope to continue dancing in college, whether it comes down to begging my friends to practice with me on Zoom or just dancing in my dorm room. Today, I'll be showing you a clip from my Adingitram of the Varnam Bade, and I will also be presenting my favorite excerpt from the piece. I chose Bade because it definitely was the most memorable piece, but also the most challenging of my Adingitram. Lastly, I'd love to thank Vijayanti and Jonavy for this opportunity to share my short but evolving story. I hope you enjoy.
Ga ma pa da ba ma da ni ಲಂಕಿಣಿ ಹರಣನದಿ ಕದ ಒಡೆಯಲಿ ಲಂಕಾಸುರನನ್ ವಂಜಿಸಬಾರೆ ಲಂಕಿಣಿ ಹರಣನದಿ ಕದ ಒಡೆಯಲಿ ಲಂಕಾಸುರನನ್ ವಂಜಿಸಬಾರೆ ನಾ ಹೊರಿಯದಲು ಕೇಳದೆ ದುರಿಯೆನ್ ನಳನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಬರಲು ನೀನಾ ಹೊರಿಯದಲು ಕೇಳದೆ ದುರಿಯೆನ್ ನಳನ ಪರಿಹರಿಸೆ ಬರಲು ನೀ ಸಾರಿ ಭಜಿಸುವನು ನಿನ್ನ ಭಗ ವಿಶ್ವನ ಸಿರೆಯ ಎಂದೆಂದು ನೀ ಪಾದ ಸೇವೆ ನೀಡನಿಗೆ ಮನುಕುಲದ ಸರಿಗರಿ.
And with that, we finally conclude the Shakti Decades project. Thank you to all of those who have stuck around till the end, and a major thanks to all of those who have contributed to our fundraiser. We greatly appreciate it. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday evening, everyone, and we look forward to much more dancing, hopefully in person, very, very soon. Thank you.